Welcome to Apartheid Hunters. Today we're gonna go look for all that apartheid in Israel I've been hearing about from Gen Z. Let's go check it out. Are you under apartheid?
No.
Oh no?
No.
Get the out of here. What? Excuse me, ladies. Have you seen any apartheid around here? All right, now come with me. We got some Arabic written on the wall over there. I'm assuming it says to get out. That's some pretty messed up stuff there. You guys are Arabs, correct? What's the apartheid like in Israel?
There's none.
There's none?
None.
Are you under apartheid? What's your name? Right, now right here we got a ton of apartheid kaffirs. What's a little apartheid? All right, bring it over. Where are you from?
Iran.
Iran? Are you Muslim?
Yes.
So are you under apartheid?
No.
There's no apartheid?
No.
What the hell? I'm getting really confused here, man. What's your background?
I have Japanese in Yemen.
You must be under classic apartheid here, right?
No.
There's no apartheid?
No.
Wow, where is all the bloody apartheid?
Alrighty, guys, welcome back to it. It is the SHABBAT podcast. We were going to cover it yesterday, but for some reason I just was not feeling good yesterday. I was doing a lot of work outside, but it's I think the grief of losing my dog is still affecting me. I feel really weird, like I'm almost on the verge of a panic attack constantly, but I don't have the attack. And I think I had Bear so long for over, basically my entire adult life from 19 to 31. So it's just been really weird. So, I'm sorry if I'm not putting out videos as often as I normally do, but here we go, guys. Don't forget to go smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, please. It really helps us out. And don't forget to leave a comment and like the video if you guys like it. And go check out that merch store at streamlabs.com/conservative-confucius/merch. We're going to be covering what we normally do on the podcast today. Like we do on normal Fridays, just putting it out today. It is going to be the Israeli-Palestine conflict, some of the important news, whether it's currently with the election. So we're going to be covering some of that and some of the immigrant crisis again. So let's get down to it and do it, guys. Here we go. We're going to finish off this video by Zach Sage Fox.
Here, man. What's your background?
I have Japanese in Yemen.
You must be under classic apartheid here, right?
No.
There's no apartheid?
No.
Wow, where is all the bloody apartheid? Give me a hug. All right, too much apartheid. All right. So are you telling me you have complete equal rights to Jews?
Yes.
And you can vote?
I can vote.
And you guys have positions in government?
Yes.
Wait, so you're African, but you're also Jewish? You in the IDF?
Yes.
But you're not white?
Because to protect my country.
What in the crikey's going on here? All right, now all the street signs here got Arabic on it next to Hebrew and English equally because apartheid. Is this an apartheid state?
No.
No apartheid. All right, well, you want a hug?
Yeah, good.
All right, I like you. You're my best friend. Yeah, all right, well, your back's sweaty. Off. Tell me, you guys are Arab, you guys are Jews, and you guys are able to hang out?
Yeah, it's my boyfriend.
I thought Jews were white people from Poland.
Lie.
Was I fed a bunch of lies? What do you tell to the Gen Z Westerners who think that this is an apartheid state?
It's not true.
Wake up.
We have an amazing country.
Why do you think there's so many Westerners that think there's apartheid here?
It's their problem.
What a wild episode. I can't.
They're so obsessed with their own racism that when they see a country that they think and are told by Arab terrorists that it's just a country full of white people, they believe those terrorists because they think those are the brown people of the area, so they're going to believe them. But they've been lied to. Only around 28% of the entire Jewish population in Israel is considered European diaspora, and a lot of them don't even look white or are white in the standards of so many different people around the world. Jews only end up being white when it benefits the argument. Like, we're not white when people want to kill us. We're not white when people want to talk bad about us for who we are and our genetics or our race or ethnicity, whatever it is, or religion. So we're not white then. And we're not white when people talk about other things that white people have done that are good even. So it's just the only time we're white is when people want to put us in a corner and use whatever attributes against us, mainly skin color. For example, I'm white passing. I think I've shown you guys my DNA test, not like the 23andMe, but the other one where it shows the map and the circles, and I showed my name on it and everything, and it showed me 27% Sephardic Jewish, 28% Middle Eastern, 8% Ashkenazi Jewish, which was the circle was kind of around Poland and Belarus, which makes sense because I had family that lived there for a while. And then West African was another high percentage, and not too high. It was I think it was West African and North African and something else were all around 15% combined. And that makes sense because my dad is Haitian. So Haitian, and then there was Iberian too. There was like, because my grandma on that side is Greek. So then I have my Jewish side, which my mom said she was around 60% Sephardic and around 40% Ashkenazi, which makes sense if you really break down 28% and 8%. So it's pretty close. And then you have my dad's side, which is half Greek and half Haitian. And that makes sense too. So I don't understand why people think we're white. Jews aren't white. Most of the time we show Middle Eastern DNA almost all the time, unless you had a family that interbreeded more with, people around the area that you lived in. So it makes no sense.
Came here looking for apartheid, only to find out it's really propaganda. All right, I'm swimming to South Africa.
Yeah. All right, let's go on. There's some other stuff I wanted to go over of his.
Hundreds of millions posted all eyes on Rafah.
You might have thought you were doing the right thing by jumping on the trend.
But now it is crystal clear that slowed Israel from saving hostages held by Hamas under Rafah.
You guys see this on social media last spring?
Yeah. All the time, yeah.
I have.
Did you post this, all eyes on Rafah?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Idiots.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I did.
I have, yeah.
You're Palestinian?
I'm Palestinian, yeah.
No,
Do
you're
you
not.
know what's
No, you're
happening?
not. The chance of running into a Palestinian is lower than the chance of running into a Jew. And yet somehow every single time there's a conversation about Palestine, an interview about Palestine, they run into the random only Palestinian in the area, which makes no sense. There are so many people online who claim to be Palestinian. Like, it is crazy. There are supposedly almost as many Palestinians in the world as there are Jews, but most of them have never been to Palestine, never lived in Palestine, had family that was only there for a short time, and that's it. Like, people forget that the majority of Palestinians immigrated between roughly 1905 to 1910 was really when the economic boom started. And this is because in the 1800s, between 1885 and 1899, there was Jews who were purchasing up lands. And it really, really started happening in the early 1900s, between 1900 and 1905. They started buying up a lot of land. So there was a small economic boom then. But the real economic boom happened after World War I. People are so ignorant on these topics that they're just dumbasses who don't know the history of this land.
Underneath Rafah?
No, I don't.
No, I don't think so.
No.
No.
Have you heard about the tunnels Hamas built?
I didn't do my research on that, no.
Basically, Hamas used billions of dollars in aid given by the international community that was supposed to go to build Gaza up. Instead, they used it all on rockets, weapons, and building terror tunnels.
Miles and miles of tunnels bigger than the London subway system.
You guys know about that?
No, I'm not sure of credibility, I suppose.
Really? You can view them
New
online.
information. Does it break your brain a little bit to hear that stuff?
It does.
Yeah,
So do you see Israel as an occupier?
absolutely.
Did you know that they left Gaza in 2005?
No, not really.
Of course not.
Did you know that? Did you know that?
Yeah, you're not Palestinian. Shut the hell up.
No.
There hasn't been a Jew in Gaza until this war started since 2005, so 19 years.
Interesting.
Did you guys know that the IDF is uncovering that pretty much all of the remaining hostages are being held in Rafah underneath the tunnels?
Really?
I did not know that. No, I did not know that.
These are 6 citizens that were just killed in the tunnels underneath Rafah.
This guy here, Hirsch, he is an American citizen.
Damn.
I don't know. It's not excusable.
If there's like innocent people getting killed, that's an issue, I would say. The situation is just kind of fucked up in and of itself.
Do you think
Innocent
that the
people die in every
hostages
war.
should
Every
be
war.
rescued?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Sure, yeah.
What do you think about the hostages? What's your opinion?
If there has to be hostages in order to take the land that is rightfully the Palestinians,
It's not rightly theirs.
then I don't really see
Never has
what we
been.
can do about that. They have every right, basically, Hamas,
No, they don't.
because we Palestinians do not have an army except for them.
Terrorist organization, and you're openly supporting them?
I support them 100%.
I don't think they're a terrorist organization.
No,
They are.
they're literally a terrorist.
No.
I support
Yes, they
them
are.
100%. I
Oh,
look,
wow.
obviously 100%, and I'm not afraid to say that. And I think most of America is on Palestine's side.
No,
They're
it's
not
not.
on
No,
Hamas'
but
side.
to be on Palestine's.
are.
You think most people are? Well, that scares the shit out of me. I hope you're wrong.
Israeli hostages have come out saying that they were not harmed
That's a
by
lie.
the Palestinian Hamas or whatever because they haven't been, and
Lie.
they never were.
Well, these guys were
Bye.
just shot in the head. Should Hamas surrender?
Wasn't the leader of Hamas just recently killed?
Yep.
One of them.
Actually, the new leader of Hamas is
Hiding under the tunnels.
I didn't know that.
Sinwar.
So knowing what
Who's
you know
just
now,
killed?
would you post this?
No, I wouldn't.
I don't know. I would probably think about it.
No.
No. I don't think I'd post that picture, but I would spread awareness about Palestine as I've been doing, because it should be free.
I hope it's free too. I think it needs to be freed from Hamas.
I think everyone should take the time to actually know what they're talking about before they talk about it.
Yeah.
Social media, feelings get in the way a lot.
And that's why I guarantee you this woman right here is not that woman, right? Yeah, let me see again. Hold on. Her. She is not Palestinian, and I'm 100% sure. She's probably, Saudi Arabian, Iranian, maybe some other, Arab invaded or Arab colonized country that she is from, her family is from. She's never lived in Palestine. She's never been to Palestine. Her family's not from Palestine. And you can tell, because if she truly was from Palestine, she would know at least enough to counter these arguments. Like, she doesn't even know, that Israel left Gaza in 2005. Even though the people in Palestine are vastly in support of Hamas and they are completely indoctrinated, they still know that Israel left Gaza because it was a huge thing. And yet this woman doesn't even know that. And I guarantee you, if you asked her if she supported the 9/11 attack, she'd probably say yes too, because every single Arab and Palestinian that is, radical or supports, just, I guess you could say, basic Islam, because that's what the doctrine says about Jews and Christians and infidels, she would support 9/11. It's disgusting. It's the same people with the, reading the Bin Laden letter. You're supporting terrorism. Are you insane?
Because it should be free.
I hope it's free too. I think it needs to be freed from Hamas.
I think everyone should take the time to
You're a Muslim, I'm a Jew. I sense nothing but goodness in your heart. I think you have been plagued by Hamas misinformation and propaganda.
I just want peace for everyone at the end of the day, yeah.
We want that too.
Well, thank you guys so much. Can I give you a hug, man?
Of course, no problem.
Thank you so much.
Y'all have a good day.
Yeah, you too, man.
Yeah, see, that guy, he seems to have at least an open mind, unlike the woman who's like, nope, 100% I support Hamas. And it's like, what? Are you insane? So murdering, raping, assaulting, torturing women, children, adult, young men is perfectly fine in your eyes, and kidnapping an 8-month-old baby from its mother's arm, ripping its toddler brother from his mother's arms, and taking them into tunnels where they've been forever. I think they're still over there, if I remember correctly. The Bibas children, the baby, the 8-month-old now is over a year and a half old, and the toddler, who I think was 2 and is now over 3 years old. It's crazy.
It's a Jew Muslim Oreo.
I'm going to do my research and hopefully I'll talk to you guys.
Awesome, man.
Moral of this.
All right, let's move on to the next one. This is another Zach Sage thing, and then we'll move on to the other stuff.
Fox. Like many Jews, I was shocked on 10/7, but it was the silence of Jews in Hollywood that truly shook me. If my idols weren't going to be brave, then I will. And what a year it's been.
Jewish-American comedian Zach Sage Fox.
Bonjour, Zach Sage Fox.
Let's bring in Zach Sage Fox.
Been making videos since October 7th. I think the silence of Hollywood definitely ignited me. We're gonna play a game called Hamas 4. We must attack every Jew on planet Earth. We must slaughter and kill.
They hate their culture. They don't take part in their culture. They crap on everything around it because they want to, they want to placate to the woke mob in Hollywood.
Them. Who said that? Hamas or ISIS?
Hamas.
The answer was Hamas.
I'm a Jew going undercover at a Free Palestine rally to see what they're really about.
Hey, how would you describe a Jew?
They're devils.
Who's at fault?
The Jews. Always been a problem.
Hey, sir, would you sign a petition to let Hamas free Palestine? Thank you so much. By helping Hamas free Palestine, you agree to the following. You believe Hamas doesn't ever have to return the American hostages.
I don't think I want to do that.
You allow a terrorist group to take control of the region, which daily calls for death to America. Oh, so then no? I'm
good.
Okay. I'm Cupid.
That would be
Jewish Cupid. Hello and welcome to Does Hamas Want to Kill You, the game show. Let's play. Do you believe in gay rights?
Yes.
Well, I'm so sorry you've already lost because Hamas wants to kill you. Hello, I'm Moses, and welcome to Let My People Go, the game show. Let's play. Do you think Hamas should release the hostages?
I think that the Zionist entity.
I'm so sorry, man. It was an unequivocal yes I needed. I have frogs for you. It's one of the plagues.
You struck me with an umbrella. You're really blocking.
Hello, I'm Zach Sage Fox at my alma mater, the University of Pennsylvania. I'm gonna go check out the encampment.
We're asking
Such a crappy school.
Do you have any
People
legal-
don't realize how bad UPenn is with Islamic extremism. There are so many like Islamic people in Philadelphia, which is where it is. It's in North Philadelphia, like all the way up on Broad Street, North Broad. It's like it's basically over by Germantown, and I'm trying to remember Strawberry Mansion. I think it's called Strawberry Mansions or something like that. Strawberry Mansions in Germantown, which is like North Philly. Those are the boroughs. And yeah, I mean, literally just in central Philly, when I would walking around, or I go to the store, or go to the doctor, go to the hospital, whatever I was doing, I would see Muslims. And because Pennsylvania Muslims do this weird thing. I don't know if it's other ones. I've never seen any other Muslim in my life do this, but they roll their pants up real high so that they show their socks or their ankles or whatever. It's the weirdest thing. Like men do this. And sometimes they'll even put their socks over their pants. And I was like, what is going on here? I asked one of the guys I saw, I was like, why are your pants like that? And he was just like, oh, I'm Muslim. And I was like, oh, I didn't know how to respond to that because I'd never seen it before in a Muslim. And I was like, okay. I just moved on. I didn't want to it was just weird. And they're everywhere there. Like seriously, you'll see men like that all over Pennsylvania with their pants rolled up like that, like halfway up their calves to show their socks. And they all wear long socks. And that's when I knew like how popular Islam was in Philadelphia. And it was pretty crazy. So going to UPenn is like going to, enemy territory for sure. You can already see an Arab woman that looks like behind him. He's talking to someone.
All right to say that?
I don't know if I do.
All right, you guys will be hearing from my lawyers.
Okay, no,
what are your thoughts? Do they have any right to tell me I can't come in?
University property. That's not valid.
Welcome to Gaza graduation. Let's see how much students actually know what they stand for. If you get them right, you win $100. First question, have you guys chanted from the river to the sea?
Yes.
Okay, which river, which sea?
They don't know. They're
The
idiots. They don't know.
Sea of...
So you don't know.
The Sea of Tranquility. The Sea of Tranquility and the River of Styx. That's probably what, like...
And the answer was the Mediterranean and the Jordan.
I have a video that I want to start with.
Welcome to Gaza graduation. Let's see how much students actually know what they stand for.
I'm concerned for our young people.
Wow.
It concerns me what they are not learning and their willingness to participate in hate.
Ignorance that you saw in that video is part of the problem.
Yeah.
I'm Zach Sage Fox, and welcome to a Martyrs Memorial Day. Let's celebrate. Do you have respect for our military, or?
Not really. The military's horrible. The military, no.
Yeah.
Nah, not really.
I'm Zach Sage Fox, and welcome to No Jews, No News. All eyes on this. What is the biggest thing in the news you've heard about recently?
Gaza.
Palestine and Israel.
Palestine.
This is a list of displaced people in different conflicts happening right now. Palestine is number 14.
Wow.
What? Have you heard about any of the 13 conflicts above that?
No, tell me about it.
Hello and welcome to Iranian graduation. But first, a message from the terrorist proxies they sponsor. Did you guys see that Al-Qaeda just thanked you guys? They thanked all the college protesters and everything. Houthis, Hezbollah, Hamas. Does that make you happy?
Uh-huh, yeah.
Welcome to Tel Aviv Pride Month. A Jew and a Muslim walk into a gay bar. Only in Israel.
See the Queers for Palestine, and it's frustrating. Do you think there's hope to unindoctrinate these young people? I mean, Israel is the only place in the Middle East that aligns with their values.
I get angry. If I was gay in Gaza and West Bank, I would be dead. I got shelter. I got somewhere to sleep in.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's a gay Arab who fled Palestine to come to Israel for safety, because in Gaza and in the West Bank, they want to murder him. They've tried to kill him. They've threatened him. They've told him they would put him in jail and he would be raped all of the time by men because he'd like that. Like that's what people, there's a whole PragerU video, which I think I've covered, that goes over what these people really think about people who are gay. I don't have a problem. If you're an adult, keep your private life private and don't involve children. I don't care what you do. I may not agree with it. I may not support it, but I can support a person and not support their values. Like that's the difference. That's the difference between the left and the right too. Not all the right, obviously, but a lot of the right is just like, just do you, just don't involve me. Don't involve the society around you, and don't like drag us into your thing. When I date someone, I don't tell the entire world I'm dating a woman, or I like to have sex with this woman and how I like to have sex with this woman, and make songs about it and have parades about it. No one does that on the right, and that's straight. So, as long as you're not doing all of that, do what you want. Just keep it your private life private. I don't care if you tell me you're gay, if you hold hands with a man, that's up to you, man. But just don't involve, sexual things in public. Don't involve children. And it's disgusting what people do to gays in the Middle East. Like, they should have a chance to live their life, you know, in a peaceful way, as long as they are not doing anything that's, abhorrent in public.
Exactly.
You too?
Are you a Zionist at the game show? What do you think the definition of Zionism is?
Hey, isn't it?
So the real definition of Zionist, they kind of say it partly, but the definition of a Zionist, I've said this many times, is a person who believes that the Jewish people have the right to self-determination and they have the right to return to their indigenous homeland of Israel and defend it. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. That is literally the definition.
Bad things. Oppression. You think that there can be one Jewish state? Yeah. Well, that makes you a Zionist. You got a T-shirt.
Look at his face. His
Did you
face.
just throw that in the trash?
Yes, I'm recycling.
Think that makes you look good?
Yeah.
It's been tough because Hamas has done a big PR campaign. They're like the Don Draper of freedom fighters. I mean, terrorists. See, it's working. Damn it.
Hello, America, and happy 4th of July. Or as we should probably say, happy 4th of Jihad. Well, do you like America? No. No.
It's terrible.
Happy 4th
Disgusting.
of July. For months now, millions of people around the world have been chanting Free Palestine. Well,
Why do people come here or stay here if they despise the country itself? I can understand despising the government. I can understand not liking policies or war actions. But if you don't like this country as a country, and you don't like anybody, you think the majority of people here are bad, and you think American culture is bad, then get the F out of my country. Get the hell out of this country. Go somewhere else. We don't want you here. And if you don't want to love this country, if you just want to see it overthrown by a radical revolution of communism and Marxism and whatever else progressive bullshit, then you don't belong here. That's not what this is for. That's not what's going to happen. And if someone tries it, I hope they do, because that's when the American people will make sure that these people get, they F around, they find out.
Decided to see Palestine. Welcome to the Wild West Bank.
This is crazy. I showed you guys this one, I think, before.
Did you see the videos they posted of what they did on October 7th?
Everything.
And you're okay with all that?
With everything they did.
They killed innocent Israelis. They killed... Yes,
No.
they did.
No.
Yes,
Refuses to
the
admit it.
murders Hamas did on October 7th. Is that okay?
Yes. They have the right to do it.
Think
No, they
Zionists
don't.
deserve to die?
Yes.
I'm just trying to figure out what actually leads to peace. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm asking questions. I don't know.
Come real quick, bro. Whose side are you on?
I'm literally just asking.
Thank
Where you from?
I'm from the States.
You're Klein, right? They're my cousins.
Yeah, he ended up getting threatened after they turned the camera off, like they were going to kill him. It's crazy.
Do you support Hamas?
I'm about to get canceled.
They want all Jews dead.
Jesus.
Suck my fucking dick.
It's hard for me to believe.
Asshole.
Nice to meet you. I'm Zach.
Nice to meet you.
What's your name,
Oh,
Alana?
no.
Where are you from?
Palestine.
Nice.
No,
I was
you're
just
not.
in Palestine. I was in Ramallah in the West Bank.
Okay.
Ask me anything. I'm Zach Sage Fox here on the beach of Tel Aviv. Welcome to Are You a White Colonizer? The game show. Let's play. For 100 shekels, are you a white colonizer?
No.
Where's your family from?
From República Dominicana?
Okay, so you're from the Dominican Republic?
Yeah.
You want 100 shekels! Is this a white country?
No. You have here black, white.
There's less than 1% of the U.S. is Palestinian, and yet somehow, it's about 1% actually, but somehow they're able to, everyone's constantly able to run into them. It makes no sense.
Everything you want.
Every time I see an Arab, I used to do Omegle videos just to debate people in my private life, and I would do it to debate whatever topic they wanted. And this Arab guy came on, and he saw my Star of David on my Jewish thing, my menorah, and my Jewish little box that has a Star of David, and it says Shalom on it, and it's just art piece that someone got me for Hanukkah. And then he saw a cross too, and he was like, "You want to debate Israel?" And I was like, "Okay, fine." And then I was like, "So where are you from?" And he was like, "Palestine." And I was like, "No, you're not. It says right here where you're from, your country." And he's like, "Oh, I live there because my family moved there." And I was like, "Dude, you're not Palestinian. Where did you live?" And he was like, "Oh, I lived in the biggest city in Gaza." And I was like, "What's the biggest city in Gaza?" And he's like, "Ramallah." And I'm like, "No, that's in the West Bank." And he's like, "Oh, I don't know what it's called." And I was like, "You never lived there, dude. You never lived there. If you don't even know what it's called, you never lived there."
Come here, experience it with your own eyes, and you'll see that there's a lot of friendly brown people.
Oh, that guy's
all
awesome.
over the place.
His name is, you can check out his channel on YouTube. His name is Traveling Clat, CALCLA, I think TT, Traveling Clat, one word. and he does a whole bunch of videos on other countries, on Israel, and he's very he tries to be as unbiased as possible. He's pretty cool.
I really do. I feel like wokeism is turning into jihadism.
Hundreds of millions posted, all eyes on Rafah.
So we've seen a lot of these clips. So we'll move on. All right, so this is what's going on right now. They're Palestinian protesters are going to people's houses and random just strangers, sometimes not strangers, people that maybe they saw a sign outside they didn't like, and they're stopping at people's houses that have support for Trump, for Israel, or they have Jewish symbolism somewhere on their house, whether it's a flag or a mezuzah on the door they can see or something else. It's disgusting, honestly. And these people are disgusting. Seriously, they have no morals, and it's just ridiculous. So this guy's actually about the same exact age as my grandpa, almost, who survived. Both my grandpas are still alive. My great grandpas on my mom's side, both of them are still alive, and they're about the same age as him. And one survived Treblinka, the other one survived Sobibor, and they went through awful stuff just like this guy. And he gets mad at the media for comparing Trump to Hitler. And it's a good point. My great grandpas feel the exact same way. They think it's a disgrace, a disrespect, and an insult to the Jewish people and Jewish Trump supporters to call Trump Hitler. And it cheapens what he did, what Hitler did to the Jewish people and everyone else, the gypsies, the mentally challenged and retarded people, anybody. And it cheapens what happened in the Holocaust.
My name is Jerry Wartsky. I'm 94 years old. And
that's a cool Star of David. It's like, I don't know what it's in, like kind of shaped like with a rounded bottom or something like that. And it's got a Star of David.
Survivor of Auschwitz and the Dead Marches. Adolf Hitler invaded Poland when I was 9 years old. He murdered my parents and most of our family. I know more about Hitler than Kamala will ever know in 1,000 lifetimes. For her to accuse President Trump of being like Hitler is the worst thing I've ever heard in my 75 years living in the United States. I know President Trump, and he would never say this. And Kamala Harris knows this. She owes my parents and everybody else who was murdered by Hitler an apology for repeating this.
Oh yeah, she owes them an apology for sure. She owes my family an apology. She owes every Jewish family an apology. Everyone.
Because he's a mensch. I believe that President Trump is definitely going to be good for Israel, because in everything that he's done up to now was in favor. He never double-crossed anyone, and he never showed any weakness.
He reminds me of kind of like the voice sounds a lot like Arnold Schwarzenegger, probably because he may have grown up in Austria, Austrian Jew. Vienna had a lot of Jews in it before Hitler. God, I am sorry. I'm so freaking itchy. My nose, my allergies are killing me. This is insane. So this is about the border. This guy lives near the border, and he's talking about, they talk about the trees that they find, and they find them with little girls' underwear, shoes, clothes, all up in them, and he calls them grape trees.
The border, and we've been to lots of different border places. There's always girls' underwears and bras.
Those are the rape trees. That's a rape tree. Yeah, when they're all hanging on the bushes or the fence or whatever, yeah.
Wow. And this is a government who's,
lost 325,000 children.
Rights and girls and stuff, and this is what's going on.
Yeah, and I've had people come out and like, I can't believe this is going on. What, do you live on Mars? I mean, anyone that, there's been enough, I've done interviews with CNN, Fox, I've been on Jesse Water, but nothing's changed.
Nope.
Yeah, nothing happens. And even people deny that it's happening. Yeah, people will say, the border's not open, nothing's going on. Even Kamala Harris, oh no, the border's closed, we got this secure, no one's coming.
Yeah, it's bullshit. They just stopped reporting the numbers. Like in Border Patrol, according to the Border Patrol, I live in Arizona. I have friends whose parents or fathers and siblings and whatever are in Border Patrol. And I can guarantee you in Arizona alone, they've told me both statistics, like, nationwide and in Arizona, there are still around 2,000 to 2,700 illegal border crossings a day happening in Arizona. And they say it's still around 10,000 minimum every day in the country. So this whole lie about people not coming over illegally is bullshit. And yes, there are still people coming in through asylum and they're just letting them in and they're not counting those as illegals. So if you really want to count the real number of illegals coming into this country, it's nearly 20,000 a day sometimes. And, you have your light days where it may just be a few thousand, but it's still insane. We're flooding people into this country at a rate that's it's astronomical. I mean, we are flooding so many more people in here per day than are being born. And it's overwhelming our system, because when someone is born, they don't draw on the system as much because they're not an adult. They're not using gas and they're not using Social Security. They're not using other systems that are in place to help adults with their daily life. The benefits they get are through their parents, which are already happening maybe because they have other kids or because they're, a tax-paying adult and they're using their own tax money. Instead, other non-citizens are using our tax money to get them benefits, to give them, things that they profit from, while American citizens are not offered the same opportunities as them. And it's disgusting. We'll go over some of that in a second too.
When she said, well, you haven't been to the border. Well, I haven't been to Europe. What does that even mean?
Yeah, that was the stupidest interview ever.
All that lady does is talk in circles.
Well, no, Jen Psaki talks in circles. Kamala Harris mumbles and stumbles through in conversations in circles, but it's not like she doesn't even talk coherently in circles. It's gibberish. So this is from illegal. This is what I wanted to talk about. So illegal migrant welcome center is being opened, and this is it.
Starting tomorrow. When migrants first walk in after intake, they will see a recreational room set up with rows of couches, TVs, Xboxes.
Yeah. So not only do they get to play Xbox, but they get flat screen TVs.
There will also be a phone bank, so
phone
migrants can
banks,
connect with family,
even though they are already given cell phones when they get here.
in order to find more permanent housing.
We can do that in 24 hours.
This is ridiculous. Sorry for the quality of this video. A lot of times you get quality videos and they're just not good quality. Let's see if we can put it in 720.
Many times it's going.
Let's see. All right, let's try this one. Come on. Sorry, guys. Oops. There we go. All right, let's see if it was it now. Yeah, there we go.
Starting tomorrow. When migrants first walk in after intake, they will see a
Says
recreational room set up
but I
with
doubt
rows
it.
of couches, TVs, Xboxes, and board games. There will also be a phone bank so migrants can connect with family in order to find more permanent housing.
We can do that in 24 hours, maybe even less. Many times it's going to take
Xboxes, couches, beds,
Next,
phones,
there is a cafeteria
more
that
phone
will provide
banks,
migrants with 3 meals a day and snacks.
3 hot meals a day, condiments, clothes. There is not a single homeless shelter in this country that offers gaming, free phones, cafeterias with multiple different types of food, a massive warehouse like this with AC and lights and real flooring, no cockroaches, no rats, no old pissed on beds, no used sheets that are 20 years old, no crappy food bank food, nothing that is disgusting. And they get top of the line welcome centers that is nicer than any homeless center in America, in a homeless shelter in America. Like this is like basically this is like going to like an event like America Fest or somewhere else, and just a big event where you go and you do some things. Like I remember we went to this event years ago, my parents, and they had like Sega Genesises and PlayStation set up for the children because they had to bring, a lot of parents had to bring their kids with them. And we sat and gamed in those kind of couch-like place like that while the parents went and did their business meetings. And then we all went to a cafeteria just like this in a building like this for lunch. And so you're looking at something that has never been done and isn't even being done for American citizens.
Coffee and tea will be available 24/7.
Those meals are all culturally appropriate. It is South American fare. The menu rotates on a regular.
You're going to come.
This is so ridiculous. So Hillary Clinton can say exactly what Trump says now, but she's considered a visionary and a progressive and all this stuff, while Trump is called racist for saying this, and even in a less aggressive tone.
So I think we got to have tough conditions. Tell people to come out of the shadows. If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked. They're gone. If they've been working and are law-abiding, we should say, here are the conditions for you staying. You have to pay a stiff fine because you came here illegally. You have to pay back taxes, and you have to try to learn English, and you have to wait in line.
So why can she say this, but Trump can't? Trump can't even say this in a much nicer version with less stipulations. And yet she's viewed as, oh, it's a good policy. It's a Democrat policy. Yet when Trump says it, it's a far right, radical, racist, sexist policy that's meant to oppress and hurt people. Like, are you kidding me? Are you crapping on me right now? Like, this is crazy. This is from OMG, more about the election. Actually, this is in Arizona, just like Maricopa County. We've talked a lot about them, not just because there's a lot going on there, but because, I live there, but mainly because there's so much going on there that's wrong. The 218,000 illegal alien voters in Maricopa County, the issues with voting machines, the issues with ballot or voter fraud, all kinds of stuff. So we'll get into this. We're not going to watch this whole thing. You guys can finish it at O'Keefe Media Group, but we'll watch the opening.
Rafah
make some comments on it.
Ballots? Are we allowed to say anything? Because it is a felony for people to turn in ballots outside their home.
No. Just 2 weeks away from the presidential election, we are inside recording the trainings. We take you inside Maricopa County, Arizona, where election trainings are now in full swing. Meet Amy Bricker. She's an election trainer from Maricopa County. She says if poll workers spot ballot harvesting activity, it is not their job to police that illegal activity. Check this out.
As a poll worker, it's not your responsibility to police that. We're not any type of law enforcement.
During yet another election poll watching training session at Maricopa County's election office, another citizen journalist discovered that federal agents from the DOJ will be inside those election centers. Again, all of this recorded by volunteers, citizen journalists, and poll watchers there in Arizona.
What would be some reasons why the Department of Justice would need to show up at your poll center?
They could be following up on a lawsuit or just coming to monitor things for this election.
Ridiculous. We'll get into a little bit more. Let's see.
Intention. My question is, besides did the owner of the ballot sign and date, are we allowed to say anything? Because it is a felony for people to turn in ballots outside their home.
No. And as a poll worker, it's not your responsibility to police that. We're not any type of law enforcement. So we're just going to ask the question. If they comply with the question, we're going to allow them to drop what they had.
The citizen journalist went on to ask how these harvested ballots would be counted. Election trainers Amy Bricker and Dawn Woodruff said even though the votes are harvested, as long as Maricopa has the voter signatures matched, well, they will cast those votes.
They didn't even match signatures in 2020. By the end of the election, they were doing 0-point signature recognition, and it's supposed to be a minimum of 16-point recognition. So they went from 16 to 12, from 12 to like 8, from 8 to 4, from 4 to 2, and then they were like, okay, let's just do it quicker, so let's do no verification. This was verified by sources who did this, who worked there, but it was verified by secondary sources, and it was verified through other means as well. And yet somehow through the looking at the machines and seeing how they actually registered votes, so they found that there was lots of different ballots that were not being registered properly with signature verification and signature verification recognition. And they still did it.
Votes.
How does that checked?
Signature verification.
Signature verification.
Right, but even if they picked up valid ballots from other homes, that's still a felony.
Well, so that, again, they would have to be signed
Right.
by the owner.
Right.
So if it's signed by the owner, then that is a valid signature,
But
and that
still,
is a valid ballot.
no, it's not.
Now, we did some legal research on the laws.
It's not a valid ballot. If you are doing that, it is ballot harvesting. That is illegal. Yeah, a family member, household member, or caregiver of the voter. Yeah.
And caregiver, the county recording or other officer in charge of election shall ensure that a voter is not in possession of another voter's ballot within the on-site early ballot tabulation. If for some reason poll watchers are allowed to observe these, the recourse is to file a timely written complaint based upon statutory grounds. If they're cheating, stealing, or lying, well, we're going to be recording it. During yet another election poll watching training session at Maricopa County's election office, another citizen journalist discovered that federal agents from the DOJ will be inside those election centers.
Now, if you have...
Yeah, this is insane. So you guys can finish it at O'Keefe Media Group. And so this one is, like I said, this is going to be a quicker video. Or actually, it's turned out to be pretty long. So yeah, so we're going to cover this one. This is insane.
Woke movement keeps shifting its goalposts. What we're seeing with today's social justice movement is exactly what the philosopher...
This is a video from Blender News, BLENDR, note DER, just DR News, all one word, Blender News.
Totalitarianism, Hannah Arendt warned about. A constant revolution with no end in sight. These movements, from feminism to gay rights, anti-racism, decolonization, and trans issues, mirror Arendt's observation that revolutions never settle, never declare victory, and never stop because they're not actually about achieving equality under the law. It's about expanding their umbrella until all individuals become part of one mindless blob that operates with a single rigid ideology, making them easier to organize for political ends. As soon as one cause wins, they find the next group to rally behind to justify the movement's existence. This is why they
trans to Palestine, then that's why you had trans for Palestine and queers for Gaza and all that crap, because it went from that to that, and then now you have whatever movement is going to be next. I mean, you kind of have a few of them, but they're all, and that's why they get meshed together. That's why you'll see one movement mixing a little bit with another movement, and that movement mixing with another movement, and they slowly kind of just mesh together until one will kind of die out, and then keep going.
Dispensed with feminism for transgenderism, which is directly at odds with the other movement. Fringe groups are absorbed not to help them, but to keep the movement alive. There's no end because the goal is not actually justice. It's the complete centralization of power. Orwell nailed it when he said one does not establish a dictatorship to safeguard a revolution. One makes the revolution to establish the dictatorship. 100%. So don't expect woke ideology, which is now embedded in every Western institution under the guise of diversity, equity, and inclusion, to burn out on its own. This movement thrives on Orwellian doublespeak, where diversity really means conformity, equity really means
No, diversity really means diversity of nothing but skin color, not diversity of thought.
Animals are more equal than others, and inclusivity really means exclusion for those who oppose the revolution. The woke mind virus will continue to ceaselessly steamroll society until everyone is absorbed or anyone who opposes it is socially exiled. This is why it is more necessary than ever for Western society to say enough with equality of outcomes in return to...
Under socialism and under communism and other woke Marxist ideologies, you may be equal, but everyone is equally poor. They're equally oppressed. They're equally this. I mean, technically that's kind of true for the working class and the lower class and the middle class, but anybody who's like part of the government or part of the military, usually they'll be in a second, in a first class, while everyone else is in a secondary class that's lower. And those people are all equally, miserable basically, while the military and the upper class and all that stuff and the governmental class and the bureaucracy, they're all part of like this bougie lifestyle.
To the values of equality under the law and meritocracy. If this ideology continues, Western civilization itself is at stake.
If you guys don't know where bougie, the word comes from, bourgeoisie, something, a little quick fact. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Let's see. So that's going to be it for this one. I am going to pull up my, here we go, my store for you guys. You guys can check it out again. You guys are first here. I appreciate you guys coming down and watching this video if this is your first time here. But here's my store. And sorry, that's the little thing it does when it opens. There you go. So we got all kinds of great stuff. We got Super Trump. We got the heavy duty shirts, kind of like Carhartt material. We got the girl one. We got American Horror Story with Kamala Harris as a monster, you know, because she is a monster. Election Wars, Trump 2024, you know, come and take it, voting for the felon. You know, the founding fathers, they were all felons. We got lots of stuff. Time for a Revolution. We Are Friends, Not Food with a little kitty. You know, if a bearded man can identify as a girl, then my 357 can identify as a hole puncher, and so on. We got Zelensky in lingerie and that weird commercial he did or whatever before he was president. Literally in the lingerie and in the video with Welfare Queen on it. You got different tread on me we got different don't tread on me flags that say watch your step, tread carefully, or better watch your step, tread carefully. We got a whole bunch of different ones. They're great. Yeah, so go check out my stuff. You got F Biden, you missed, Ultra MAGA, you know, the force is strong with him, with Trump, with a red, white, and blue lightsaber and Jedi cloak, you know, fight with Vader, you know, make America great again with the, you know, red trooper hat or trooper helmet. We got tons of different stuff. We got religious stuff, you know, we got Israel stuff, we got more, we got MAGA stuff, we got some jackets, some awesome sweatpants. They're super comfortable and they look great. We got a little thin kind of bomber jacket for cool weather. We got a hoodie, a couple hoodies, and we got a heavy duty bomber jacket with MAGA gang that matches the sweatpants. And we got some slides too. All righty, guys. So that's going to be it for this one. Don't forget to go down there, hit the like button for me. Don't forget to subscribe, please. It really helps the channel out. And don't forget to ring the bell on that so you get all my new stuff. And leave a comment for me if you would please. And share the video if you like it, guys. Don't forget to go check out the Discord. And don't forget to check out the merch store. Like I was saying, if you guys have any custom shirt designs or anything you would like me to do, let me know. Go down to the comment section, leave me a comment, or email me, and my email's in the description. All righty, guys. I will catch you in the next one. Have a good Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom Shabbat.